Hey guys, it's Kyle and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing another oil change with Restore and Protect by Valvoline, and today this is going to be the longest first oil change interval that we have done when switching to Restore and Protect. So we'll see what happens. We also have the Purelator 1 oil filter that we're going to be putting on today. It looks like we have another one of the Walmart Purelator 20K filters. Sometimes that's just all that you have. However, like I said in a couple previous videos, I'm trying to get stocked up on the same oil filters. That way we're using the same one every time. So it's a little bit easier to sort of measure how things are looking. This 2014 Impala only has 113,000 miles on it. So I was a little bit more comfortable with running the Restore and Protect to the full length of an oil change. We're at about 5,222 miles. And again, this is going to be the first oil change interval of Restore and Protect, so we'll see what happens. On today's video, I'm going to try and bring you guys with when I drain the oil out. That way you can see the condition of the oil as it's actually coming out of the engine. So I'm going to try and do my best here to show you guys the condition of the oil as it's coming out of the car. Also, little side note for those of you who live in winter areas, these Blizzaks are awesome tires, so check them out. Back to the oil. Hopefully you guys are able to see this, and let's take a look at it. Alright, so we're out of threads, and wow. Okay, that's looking kind of dark. I'm going to let this plug get out of here, that way I don't have all the oil running down my arm. Wow. I mean, it's dark, but I mean, it's not completely nasty. We're definitely going to have to take apart the oil filter. It is pretty dark, though. Maybe it's a little bit darker than I thought. Hopefully there's something cool for us to look at. While the oil is draining out of the engine, now we're going to take off the oil filter. So I'll show you guys where that is on this car, and I'll show you guys how to take it off, just in case you have a car like this one or you want to see what it looks like. So on this car, the oil filter is kind of in a little bit of a weird spot, but it's really not that bad. I always just got nervous changing the oil on Impalas because it's so close to the exhaust, but you really won't burn yourself as long as you're watching what you're doing. So let's start loosening this, and again, this time I do have my other drain pan below the oil filter, so it should not splash on my feet, but we'll see what happens. And for this style oil filter, I like to start getting it loose and check and make sure that the oil is draining into the drain pan that we have, and then keep loosening. And I kind of let it sit for a little bit just to let as much of the oil out that's going to drain, because you're always going to spill some getting this oil filter off because of just how it is. Maybe someone out there is a lot better than me, but I always manage to spill a little bit when I take this out. And sure enough, I spilled a little bit, but the oil filter is out now, and I'm going to put this in the drain pan upside down to let all the oil drain out of it. Actually, before I dump the oil out of this oil filter, you guys know how much of a sucker I am for showing you different ways to see what the oil looks like. So we're going to just dunk this paper towel in the inside of the filter, and we're going to see what it looks like on a piece of paper towel. Hopefully I'm actually able to get this paper towel in here, but we will find out. Perfect. Looks like it's working. I kind of feel like a magician, like the paper towel's never going to end. So here's what we're working with the paper towel test. So the first thing that I'm noticing with this paper towel test this time is I'm not seeing that large sort of gradient and difference in color from the bottom to the top. there is still a difference in color, obviously, but it's not as extreme in some of the other videos where I've done this paper towel test. It sort of keeps that same color all the way to the top, except for this little bit at the top, and it's pretty consistent along the entire paper towel. So Valvoline says that the oil is supposed to dissolve the carbon in the oil. I wonder if it was dissolving a lot of the carbon, and this longer oil change interval is why we're seeing more of a consistent color of darker material on the paper towel all the way to the top. Maybe I'm just trying to sound smart and make it make sense in my head. Realistically, who knows? All of that could be wrong, but I don't know. That's why we do these videos, just to show you guys what it looks like. One of the things that I'm trying to do on the oil change series on this channel is I'm trying to stay as consistent as possible. So if you guys do like certain tests that I do or certain visual things, or you want other visual things, let me know. And I will try and see if I can do that. And if there's some of them that you guys do like that I currently do, I won't stop doing them. But as far as consistency goes, I want to show you guys the paper towel test, the oil fill hole, look inside of that and see what that looks like from oil change to oil change. And I want to keep documenting oil dipsticks just so that we have consistent tests and we're looking at the same thing on every car. But again, if there's anything else that you guys want to see, let me know. As I wipe off this dipstick here to show you guys what it looks like, I just want to take a minute and thank everybody who watches the videos. All the likes, comments, and subscriptions really are awesome, and I really appreciate knowing that you guys like to watch these videos. So keep doing that. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're a ways away from that yet. So if you know anybody who likes this kind of stuff, send them these videos. And make sure to check out the Amazon links in the description. Every time that you guys buy anything with those links, Amazon kicks back a couple pennies to me. It just is another thing to help me buy stuff to keep doing these videos. Now, after all that, let's take a look at this dipstick. There's not a whole lot going on here, but I'll just go through it anyway, just to show you guys sort of what it looks like. And again, there's only 113,000 miles on this car, so I'm not expecting to see a whole lot of gunk. But just to show you guys what it looks like, this is what we're working with. Looks pretty similar on both sides. And while the oil is still draining out, I'm going to show you guys what the oil fill hole looks like so we can see if there's any sort of signs of cleaning going on in there. So let's take a look in here and see what we can see. First, the top of the cover here. Nothing too crazy going on. Looks pretty decent to me, pretty typical. And now in here. Let's see if we can zoom, enhance, enhance. That's kind of a weird looking, I don't even know what that is on the top there. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit closer. See if we can get that to focus. Oh, there we go. Yeah, what do you guys think on that? That looks kind of interesting. I don't know what that is. Does anybody have any ideas what causes that weird circle there? Trying to get a good focus there. That just looks kind of interesting. I don't have any before pictures, unfortunately, and I really wish that I took some. I dropped the ball on that. I apologize, but moving forward, now we have a starting point. We'll keep on documenting to see if the oil cleans any more of this plate here. So just another oil change tip. It's always a good idea to take a towel and wipe off the threads and the gasket on the oil drain plug. Just kind of inspect it, make sure that it looks normal, which this one does, thankfully. This one is also pretty clean. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. I don't really think that I would be able to document any cleaning going on with this, but that's what it looks like. And today we're going to use the Purelator 1 oil filter again. I want to keep it consistent across all the vehicles on the channel, and I want to keep getting this style oil filter for all of them, just so that it's consistent. Also, the reason that I use the Purelator 1 oil filter is because it filters down really well. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but if you guys want an oil filter specific video going over why I actually use this one, let me know in the comments. And look at how pretty that blue is. I mean, it does look kind of nice, right? And before we pre-fill our oil filter, because it's a good idea to do it, if you guys don't do it, fine, you don't have to, but it's a good idea to do it. We're going to be shaking up our oil today, because apparently that's a good thing to do also. I don't know. And I conveniently and 100% intentionally spilled a little bit of oil on the top of the oil filter here, so now you can wipe that on the top of the O-ring. Again, just to make sure that it comes off easy the next time, and it kind of helps it seal, apparently. And I'm going to show you guys this just because I've been seeing some different information out there about how tight to put on your oil filter. So, at least on Purelators, but I'm pretty sure that most manufacturers do this, it even shows you how tight it needs to be. And essentially, I'll just show you guys here. So to start, it shows you either that you need to pre-fill the oil filter, or you at least need to lubricate the gasket. I'll have to look into that picture specifically to see what that means. But then the next one, obviously it shows you righty-tighty to put the filter on. But then, once the filter touches, you only need to turn it 3/4 to 1 full turn. That means you will not get any leaks. So, if you're ever wondering how tight to put the oil filter on, there's probably a little picture that will tell you. So now that the drain plug and oil filter are on, we're going to put 6 quarts of oil in this. It helps a lot when you're going to pour oil in the engine if you take the plastic piece on the top off, just in case you guys were curious. So let's take a look at what we have here so far. Well, the pleats are definitely dark. Can't really see anything in them so far, but oh geez. Well, that happened. We'll set that down for now. And let's take a look inside here and see if we can see anything kind of neat or not. I mean, it's dark oil, but I'm not really seeing... Oh, maybe there's a little bit of some crud on the top there. See that line kind of going across? We'll take a little closer look at that. I'm starting to see some chunks moving around. Yeah, let's see if I can't capture some of this. I'm going to use my trusty paper towel, and let's see what happens if I cover it. Nope, that did not work well. Maybe a rubber band or a zip tie around the paper towel would have been a good idea to start with. Anything noteworthy on the paper towel that you guys see? This is a piece from me cutting open the filter, I believe, so don't look at that. Not really seeing anything crazy, but you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's like darker, like a metallic kind of color. It just looks metallic. I'm not saying it is metallic, but it's darker. I don't know if that is like the dissolved carbon or what that is, but it's neat. Now to look at the inside of the filter. Here, nothing really going on here. There are some black specks in here. Hopefully you guys can kind of see them moving as the oil goes down. But nothing crazy. I'll tell you, it's a little bit easier for me to see it with my eyes than on the camera. But if you look close enough, you can see some of the black particles moving down the filter. Now, as far as inside of the oil filter, it's kind of hard to pull these pleats apart. This is definitely an extended mileage oil filter, made to go quite a while, because it doesn't show any signs of falling apart anytime soon here. I'll see what I can do to get this cut open. But here's one pleat that we can kind of see in. There's too much dark oil. I'm going to have to cut this apart. So if you guys were curious what the inside of a Purelator oil filter looks like, they don't just use regular holes to let oil go through. They have their own little design, and it's kind of neat. I don't really know if it works better, but it's kind of neat. All right, guys, so this is what the inside of the oil filter looks like, and this is supposed to be the clean side. I got as much of the oil out as I could just by squeezing it into a paper towel, so nothing concerning to see here, but I figured I would show you guys anyway, just in case. This is what the filter looks like. There's really not anything too crazy going on. It's obviously dirty. It's obviously used, but as far as carbon, you can see carbon pieces here and there in the filter, but it's not a sludge factory by any means. And I'm not super shocked. This car only has 113,000 miles on it, so if it did have a lot of carbon buildup, I would be concerned, but there's really nothing crazy going on here. There's a few pieces that I'll show you guys that I saw a little bit more carbon buildup, and hopefully that can focus. Right here, you can see some. I would say for some reason on these pleats, I was able to find more. And if that's all that's in here as far as carbon that needs to get cleaned out, this is a good engine. This engine is doing just fine. So I'll see if I can't scrape out some of this. Obviously there's a little bit here and there. There's really not a whole lot. So overall, good oil filter. But I'll show you guys a little bit of it here. And just because I have to, I'm going to take a little bit of that carbon off of that pleat if I can. And honestly, I don't even know if I got a little bit of it. Oh, I got a little bit of it there. Hopefully you guys can see that. There's a little bit of crud, but not much at all. Hopefully you guys can kind of see it as the oil falls down. There's definitely some cleaning going on. I will not say that there's not. But clearly this engine has had normal maintenance, and hopefully it's benefiting from the Restore and Protect. I'm sure that it is. Maybe all of this carbon is coming from the piston rings. Who knows? But any carbon that is caught in the filter is better than any carbon that is still inside of the engine. So a win is a win, and you just kind of have to learn to be happy with that. So you guys saw what the filter looks like now. I think that the best data point that we have is looking at the inside of the oil fill hole, and we'll just track and see if there's any cleaning going on in there as we put more oil change intervals on. I doubt that we're going to see anything else in the filter pleats, but I'm still going to tear them apart next time, and we're still going to check because we want to know. Maybe it just needs to get loosened up in there, and then all the crud factory is going to come flowing out and plug up a filter. I doubt it, but we're going to find out. If you guys liked any certain tests that I did, or you want me to do anything different, let me know in the comments. Aside from the people who were telling me to use a vise to get the oil out of the filter, I'm working on getting a vise. I just haven't got around to it yet, so I apologize, but I promise I will be doing that. So any other ideas that you guys have or anything that you want to see, let me know in the comments. I appreciate the likes, comments, anybody that subscribes, and again, check out those Amazon links in the description. Thank you guys.